All right, swimming can obviously cause repetitive motion injuries, and it does. This video is going to show you how to stop as well as prevent these injuries for a long life of swimming. What
I
do you
gotta
say,
say,
Bob?
but every swimmer I know has a shoulder problem. Every swimmer.
Every swimmer.
Right.
Oh, actually, it took me a while to get mine, but yeah, it's not
You're
uncommon
one
at
of them
all.
now, right?
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Just to qualify the video here, in my experience, I've been swimming for over 20 years, started competitive swimming with triathlons at that point. I've open water swim up to 2 miles, and I've experienced swimmer shoulder, and I want to share my
How many
experience.
times a week do you swim, Brad?
3 in the winter, 2 in the summer,
Gotcha.
unless I do more stuff. I love swimming. Just a brief explanation of why you get swimmer shoulders as you come up and over, even doing the breaststroke and the butterfly. The arm comes up like this, and the two bones, the humerus and the acromion, can come together and pinch. Here we have the tendon in particular, pinch that super
Super
supraspinatus tendon.
All
It
right.
also can stress the capsule. Also, the rotator cuff muscles are all there. They're really working a lot with these motions, particularly when you're swimming aggressively, which, if you're competitive, that's the
You
case.
will do this.
Yeah.
So.
Also, the pec muscle can be injured as well with that pulling motion as in that extreme
And yours
extension.
has.
Yes, absolutely. So let's get to some other symptoms about this. So some typical symptoms that swimmer shoulders will exhibit. You can swim, but the more you swim, the sore it gets.
Right.
Okay. Number two, pain with reaching overhead, not when you're swimming, but like at home, reaching into a cupboard. It's not always like impingement where it's very consistent. It may be just in certain areas when you get that
A
bite.
certain angle.
Yep. And these aren't consistent with everybody. It's going to be a little variation. Irritated pec major, in other words, the muscle right here. And boy, with mine, I felt that on and off for a couple of years. It felt like
Sure.
a very few fibers, not the whole muscle, was irritated and made you say, ouch. Tender points in the glenohumeral joint, which you can point with your
The
finger.
socket.
Yep. And right above that, and you poke around in there, and you'll find a spot that makes you, oh, right there it is. And that can be a very common symptom. Pain with external, this motion right here. This is a common strengthening, and you go, ow, and it hurts right back there. Those external rotators really take a beating, particularly when you bring your arm out of the
They're
water.
overworked.
Yeah, yeah. All right, now we're going to go into some treatment.
Finally.
And finally, we're getting to the most important part of the video is treatment. Number one is when you swim and you start to feel it get more sore, you need to stop. Once you get to that pain range of 6 or 7 over 10, if you keep pushing through it like
There's
that,
no going back.
yeah, like athletes do, it's just going to continue to irritate it and drag it on for months. Number two, find another stroke that you can vary it with. I could do
Sure.
the breaststroke without irritating my shoulder, so I would breaststroke for 50 yards, crawl for 50 yards, and I'd break it up. I'd put my flippers on, my zoomers, and I'd work my leg and my kick more, do less. So you need to get
Give it
that
a rest.
work it, but don't overwork it. It's just going to set you back. Mine bothered me for 2 years. It's a long story, but I finally got it under control and excited about it. On those days you really overdid it, your shoulder is sore even at rest. When you're sitting, put a pillow here. When you're watching TV, allow it to rest. When you're at sleeping at night, a pillow like this makes a big difference on the comfort level, and the muscles can heal and the joint can heal while you're resting. If it's your pec muscle right here that's sore, you want to get in and do a deep massage into that muscle, keep circulation and the muscle relaxed, and you're going to work on it deep, and you're going to work on it till your fingers get tired. That's
Now.
2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, Bob's are already tired. If you have a massage gun that reciprocates like ours, that can be a big finger saver, and they work really well for this diagnosis. get into that muscle and work it.
Ah.
Yeah, you can play the game with making sounds like that. And you may spend, 3 minutes with the massage gun doing that, and it's going to really help accelerate the healing.
Big difference.
Yeah. The next strengthening exercise is really critical, and that's external rotation. Makes a big difference when you pull your arm out of the water. And elbow,
Keep it in.
yep, right by the ribs here.
Don't let it fly.
The mechanics are important like this, not down like this, and not out like this. So you can do it with resistance band like this. Do set of 10 to 15, rest, do it again. If you don't have these, but you have a dumbbell like Bob has, I was going to say like Bob is, but it's not true.
Funny.
He's demonstrating, and this is a really nice way to do it. I do want to make one point clear. If you do have some irritated external rotator muscles, which I did, I could not do this for over 6 months. It was so painful, sharp pain there. I found out this made a big difference. If I put my fingers over here and I press down right here, I could go from a 8/10 pain pressure down to 1/10. And that got me through the biggest part of my problems. So yeah, that's a neat trick that I'd like to share.
And it eventually went away?
Yeah, now I'm completely symptom free with these. I'm
Good.
now swimming up to 1,000 yards symptom free, and I'm not going to progress too
Beautiful.
fast. My
Right.
goal is 2,000, which is what I used to swim. I know big time swimmers, they put 6 to 10,000 yards in a day.
Sure.
And, that's another
Not you.
that's another level.
Right.
not for 60-year-old people. Now, these exercises are nice stretches to do before you swim. I do this every time before I swim. You can go to a pull-up bar. I use hanging handles like this and simply just allow your body weight to stretch out your shoulders. There should be no sharp pain with this. If there are, take some pressure off. Otherwise, just hang. I go for 20 to 30 seconds.
You might start with much less.
Yeah, much less dependent on the level. If you're in a maintenance program, you should be where you're doing full body weight. It'll be comfortable. That's where I am now. I started out with partial weight, just like Bob mentioned. The next thing I do is I take a stick 4 to 5 feet long, and I do this exercise where I go back. It's just the same motion as with a swim, and you push. I'm stretching this shoulder. I call it the paddler because it's just like paddling a canoe. 10 times on each side. And then I go to the chicken wing. Thumb like this, down. This one's kind of hard to do until you get used to it. This is the shoulder I'm stretching. I'm going to go up like this. There should be no pain, just simply a gentle stretch on the shoulder. Do that 10 times each shoulder. Okay? Bob?
Sounds good.
Oh, one more important thing. Do not sleep on your sore shoulder. It's just going to irritate it.
Make it worse.
Yeah, if you wake up at night sleeping on it and it's sore, you probably went back a couple steps. Don't worry, it'll get better, but try not to sleep on it.
And for maintenance bed, you
All
do
of
the
these
same thing.
exercises, once the shoulder gets better, you definitely want to continue hanging. Definitely want to use the stick to stretch. The external rotation with the weight or the band is, you can never go wrong with that. So yes, do those at
Keep it
least.
stretched, keep it strong.
That's right. Swimming for the rest of your life.
There you go.
Keep those shoulders healthy.